YouTube tarot reader Lisa Lee has been found using bad language during her twice-weekly live streams. In a shocking turn of events, it has also been discovered that she will not tell you what you want to hear, only what you need to know. The internet is in collective shock that authenticity is alive and well in this corner of the YouTube meta space. Do not watch if you are easily offended.
Good evening, everybody. Good evening. Welcome to Beyond Authentic. It is Tuesday evening. We're going to be doing some tarot reading. Now, before I say anything else, I do have to say I am without sound today. So none of my buttons are working. None of the sound is coming through at my end. Everything is completely deaded. I don't know what's happening. I don't know whether it's a sound card issue, a software issue, a hardware issue. I've got no idea. All I know is that today I have no sound. So it's going to be a little bit interesting. So hopefully you'll all be able to hear everything that I'm saying, and it's not affecting, as far as I can tell, it's not affecting the microphone. The levels are responding on the microphone, but things like ringing the bell, bringing Wispy in, it's going to be a little bit problematic tonight because Wispy's air chimes we haven't got, but we're just going to play it by ear. Anyway, good evening, everybody. Welcome to the channel. Good evening if you are new here. Excuse me, I needed a sip of coffee then. All I've done for the last, I don't know how long, is try and fix the sound today, but it's just not playing ball. Good evening to Shivani. Good evening to Patricia. Good evening to Renata. You can hear me. That's good. That's good. I'm glad somebody can. Judy, you can hear me. Sounds great on your end. Fantastic. Well, I'm glad you've all got sound. It's really weird without having the sound on, because playing those video things, that's how I normally know when to hit the next one, and to play as one's wearing out, if that makes sense. As it's getting to the end of a bit of the music, I recognize it. So I was just like, what do I press? What do I press? So yeah, that was interesting. Mr. Lynn 67, I believe you've changed your name or your picture. That I don't know, or maybe you haven't, and my ADHD is just playing up. So good evening to you. Good evening to everybody who is here. First of all, I feel like I need to apologize to the mods. I haven't been on the mod chat today, partly because I am really suffering. I have binged an awful lot of dodgy food this last week. And when I say dodgy food, I mean junk food. So we've yeah, it's been a week. And unfortunately, my system is now feeling it. So yeah, my internal system's working about as well as this bloody sound card at the moment. Good evening to Peacock Rainbow Flower Beauty. Good evening to Crystal Rose. Good evening to Elaine Butler. It is Amy. I thought so, my darling. I thought so. Did you get the email last week for Sunday? Because the email should absolutely have come out to you. I did double check it, my darling. I did double check it. Yay. Right. Okie dokie. So then we are going to do some tarot reading. I've got this cyan lights on today, but for some reason they're looking really green on camera. Look blue behind me. That's interesting, isn't it? That's interesting. You did get the email. Yay. At least it's all working properly now. So then we're going to do some tarot reading. Do you know what? It's so weird. Normally I don't have a lot of sounds playing, but just knowing that I can't have the sounds today is so distracting. It's so distracting. Anyway, let's go ahead and start the evening off, shall we? Shall we just get cracking with the knacking? I don't quite know what the knacking is, but anyway, hopefully, if you are of a certain age and you are around in the UK, what is the knacking? Get cracking with the knacking. No, unfortunately, the balloon method, all that does is make your tummy smaller. Yeah, it doesn't deal with the underlying disorder, unfortunately. And I actually know somebody who had a gastric bypass, so his stomach was like really, really tiny, you know, where they staple it all and it's like really, really tiny. And he still managed to gain a hell of a lot of weight because he was still in the midst of an eating disorder. But anyway, we're not going to discuss that tonight. Good evening to Jay. Hello, I hope you are well. Hi all, good evening, Nibbling. I hope you're doing all right, my I nearly said my friend, my love. Yeah, right, Yorkshire now. Anyway, should we crack on with it today? I think we should. So then, tarot is for entertainment purposes only. You do make all of your own decisions about your own life. Tarot should never be used to replace medical advice, legal advice, financial advice, or counseling advice. If you are looking for support in those areas, please do. Oh, look, I'm matching my jumper to my glasses today. That's good, isn't it? Please do seek out professional assistance in those areas. I am not a professional, and these ones are mucky. Hang on. I've got my other ones. They'll do. Also, you've got to be 18 years of age or over to get a tarot reading on this channel. That's YouTube's rules. It's the same rules on Fiverr, same rules in most places, I believe. Yay, good. I hope that helps. Drop me any, don't discuss it on the YouTube, but drop me a message on by text. I know, right? My brain today is not good. My brain is not gooding. Yes. But yeah, so that's the rules. Now then, we're going to open up a free round. So I've got to say before I do, you can get memberships over at buymeacoffee.com/beyond authentic. You can get a channel membership. I'm going to be asking the members a question this week because I put a poll up and people said they wanted a YouTube Shorts card of the day type thing. So I'm going to be asking the members what decks to use, whether you want tarot cards, oracle cards, affirmation cards, witch casket cards, affirmators card, you know, what type of cards. So I'm going to be asking the members that, and that's what's going to start with this this month, hopefully later on this week coming. So then let's go ahead. Let's crack open a reading. So if you would like a tarot reading, how would you get one on this channel? Well, the easiest way is to send it as a super chat. That will then come directly through to myself, get starred. It gets a lovely on StreamYard. It goes into a nice blue with white writing, which makes it easier for me to read somehow than on the black writing on white. It makes it a lot easier. But that happens automatically. Or you can wait until I open up a free round. Now, when I open a free round, all you've got to do is put your question into the live chat, starting with the word question, and I will pull one of those at random. Okay. If you're not selected when I pull that random question, go ahead and select and copy your question and hold it until the next free round. Okay, so that's what we're going to do now. We are officially opening a free round. If you would like a reading, go ahead and put your details into the live chat now, starting with the word question, and I will pick one of those at random. Yep. Hi. Hopefully I'm back. This is gonna be hell on earth if this does this tonight. Hopefully. Yeah, sorry everybody, it did stick. Hopefully we're back. Hopefully we're back. I'm looking just up here on my screen, just over here. And it's saying I should be back now. It should all be fine. I'm telling you, as I'm sat here, I can hear the wind outside, and it's ridiculous. It is ridiculous. Virgin is down the pipelines, underneath the ground, all of that stuff. It shouldn't be anything to do with the sodding wind. It should not affect fiber, ultra band, fiber optic, whatever the hell it is. It should not affect that. Do you know what I mean? And yet it is. So anyway, right, I'm gonna grab one of these questions at random, and we are Jay. I'm probably on the dyslexic spectrum somewhere, because you will find a lot of people with ADHD, DD do also have some sort of tendencies towards that. So yeah, I think you could be right. The quality isn't great, and on occasion I'm freezing. But otherwise you look good and sound is great. Thank you, Neil. Thank you for the positive reinforcement. I don't feel good today. It's saying everybody's internet's cutting out. Why should it cut out when we're all on broadband? It's under the ground. I don't understand how the wind can knock out broadband when it's under the ground, unless it's because of the satellites. To do with satellites, in it. Yeah, it's to do with the satellite. You know, off topic, but I will get back to it because I'm going to pick one of these. In fact, I'll tell you what, I'm going to pick a reading now. We are going to pick this one. Is it a comment? Is it a question? It's a question. Yay. Violet, I'll do your question coming up shortly. But you know, when the lights sort of dim or flicker ever so slightly at a certain time in the evening, my nan was convinced, right? So, Jay, your great grandma, my grandma was absolutely convinced that was because they were changing shifts at the power station. Absolutely convinced. She was convinced that somebody literally, like, I don't know what she thought there was. Like, there was somebody in the factory keeping the button pushed, and then as they went, oh, it's 6 p.m. now. My shift is over. And then the next person comes in and go, 6 o'clock. She was absolutely convinced that was a thing, right? To the extent I'd say to her, no, it could be this, or this, and it's just like a thing, and maybe it's changing over into a slightly less setting as lots of factories like stop or something, because it's back in the day when factories were a thing. Nope, she was absolutely convinced that it was changing the shift. Changing shifts in the doodah. Thank you, Neil. So Neil sends me screen grabs. Neil in the chat as one of the moderators is also officially the producer. And so he's just sent me a picture. Excuse me, in the members, not in the members only space, in the mod space. And said, yeah, so it looks okay. The background looks better than I do, but you know, what's new? Nothing I can do about that. What's that? The gnomes. Do you know what? I don't mind gnomes. They're the only branch of the Fae that I don't actually mind. I know, right? Strange, isn't it? I don't mind gnomes. Gnomes are different. Gnomes are not as tricksy. Gnomes I respect. I know. Anyway, Violet, we're going to go ahead and read for you, Violet. How many times in your life, Violet, my darling, has somebody said, you're turning violet, Violet? How many times? I bet it's a thing, isn't it? What do you mean? Factories still exist? Yes, they do. But back in day, before we bought everything in from abroad, factories were all over the place. So all over the place. There were hundreds of factories. Like, every town had lots of factories, and like if you were like our family, Jay, if you were like our family, like standard working class family, you would either work in a factory or you would be married to someone that worked in a factory, or you'd be best friends with someone that worked in a factory, because they were just that was what there was in the 70s and 80s. So yeah, those were like, apart from where we grew up down south, it was in the naval sort of bases and the naval factories. But again, it was still factories. It's just they made different things. They made things for boats. Anyway, also, I don't know where I've got this cough from. I think, do you know what it is? I do know where I've got this cough from eating lots of crap food. Anyway, Violet, I've got your question up in front of you, my darling. When do we see finances getting better? And you're also needing to fix your car. What? Fix your car as soon as possible. Out of car now too. Oh, you're out, so your car's not working. Okay, my darling, we'll have a look at that for you. I've got a feeling that I left my torch on. Yes, I did. That's good. That's good. I left my torch on for a while, so you know, that's good. That's good. Right then, let's change. Oh, my throat. I'm so sorry, everyone. Let's change to the card cam. Let's stick the Connolly deck over there, and I've got the 5th. Oh my god, my voice. Honestly, that's not the internet playing up. I am doing live impressions of Daleks right now. Right. Excuse me. Right then. So then, I'm pressing your button anyway, Wispy, but we're going to definitely ring the bell. Oh, what else can I do for Wispy? What else can I do for air? Oh, I would use a smoke, but I'm not going to use a smoke. Like a incense. So we're just going to. I tell you what, Wispy. What can I use? I've normally got feathers here, but I don't even have any feathers next to me. Oh, damn it. We will. What can I waft? Have I got a fan? Have I got anything I can waft? Oh, I know what I'll waft. Right. I'll waft this. This was a message, just double checking. Yeah, this was a message that Neil sent to me a while ago, and I liked it because it's got the mystical crystal ball. Look, it says the future looks bright. So I'll use this as the here we are. Look, we're fanning the air for Wispy tonight. No blowy bells, no wind chimes, because the buttons just aren't working. So yeah, look, I can show you. Look. No Undertaker dong. No, nothing's working. Terrible. Anyway, right. Here we go. That's to cleanse the air, and that's for Wispy. Blow a bit of a gale for Wispy. There we go. So then we've got the 5th spirit deck. And good evening to Ed. I've just seen pop in. Oh, I'm on the wrong screen. Hang on. Sorry. Let me get onto. There we go. Let me get onto the reading screen. There we go. So I can't see comments in the live chat now, but good evening to Ed. I've just seen you pop in on the stream. I hope you are well, my darling. So then, Wispy, back to the silent days, my darling. I tell you what, Wispy. Here we go. I'll rub your head. How about that to bring Wispy in? We'll rub the dragon skull, the dragon crystal head. How about that? That will work, won't it? Right then. So Violet wants to know, when do we see her finances getting better? And also, they're needing to fix the car right now as their car has stopped working. So when do we see finances getting better? And when are the finances going to allow for a fixed car or even a new car? That's what we want. A financial reading, please. So then let's have a look. Right. Okay. So we're going to do the what you have, what you want, and how to get it spread. So what you have. Oh, Knight of Wands. Okay. What you want. Yeah. The Moon in a financial. Okay. And how to get it. Money. Wispy, are you quite sure that it shouldn't be right here in the middle? Because this looks like you need to get a sugar daddy, Violet. That's what this that's what that looks like. So what you have, we've got the Knight of Wands. So it's saying that I think you've got a bit of confidence around this. Like you are, how can I put it? I think you're doing okay. So even though money might not be great, I think in yourself you're doing okay at the moment. Does that make sense? We have got this tendency though with the Knights to act first, think later. So maybe there's an element here about Oh gosh, this is hitting home to me. Excuse me 1 second. Sorry, everybody. So this is hitting home to me because what it's giving me is this idea of, if you're feeling low, you spend, right? The Knight of Wands is that, don't think of the repercussions. Don't think about when the credit card bill comes through. Just buy you something now. Buy yourself something nice because you deserve it. It's that sort of vibe that I'm getting. Okay. Now that might be completely wrong. If it is, I apologize. There's no judgment on this because I do this, and I know a lot of people do this. There's a reason that it was called retail therapy, because for a lot of us, buying something, even if it's something we don't need, and sometimes especially when it's something we don't need, gives us that dopamine rush, and that can be something that we can get hooked on, and it can be a very difficult pattern to break. But if that hits home, then it makes sense for this reading, if that makes sense, because we've got the what you want, we've got the moon reversed. Hang on, I'm just going to come and click on the live for 2 seconds. If that makes sense, Violet, just let me know, because it does seem like that would make sense with this moon card being reversed. Now the moon is a really lovely card actually in the tarot deck. And normally it's depicted as just the moon. Sometimes you can see a wolf and a jackal, or a dog and lobsters, scorpions, cats staring at the moon, rabbits, all sorts of things you can see in the cards sometimes, depending on the decks. This one, we have the person, the querent, the person. So this would represent you sitting in a glen with little twinkly fairy lights and things around you, little, like, what are those bugs called, that fireflies, there you go, little fireflies and things, looking into the full moon, gazing at the moon, searching for wisdom from the moon. But this is reversed, so it's saying what you want. I think what you want is some answers from not just within but from without. You want some, how can I put it? You want to get some definitive help almost. So I've got the feeling that you might need to speak to somebody, like a financial advisor, like a debt advisor, maybe. There's something here around seeking debt advice or restructuring advice. Again, I always have it on my thing. I am not a financial advisor. I know how to completely mess up by overspending, because I've done that my entire life. But there is something here about financial advice, okay, and getting something. This card is all about wishful thinking and hoping and praying that things will get better, but that isn't going to make anything change. Okay, you've got to make some steps, and the way we always say on this channel, mundane before magical. Get those practical steps going in place, rebalance those finances, get the debt management people in, or whatever it is, get that acting, and then that will start things to get in motion, if that makes sense. And how to get it, you need to see somebody who's got money, right? Or somebody who works with money. King of Pentacles is the epitome of the king is in his counting house counting all his money, because it is somebody who is literally, look, he's got all of these pentacles lined up there, more here, golden goblets and jewels and bits and pieces and cakes and party wear, in this regal finery of this like tailored jacket. This king knows what they want, okay? And this king has the money to go out and get it. But the king is also wise. There is wisdom with the king's decisions. And so there is absolutely something here that the cards are saying about seeking out this, because this is how you get it. What you want is the answers and the definitive way forward. And this is saying what you need is to speak to somebody who knows a lot about money and a lot about finances. Unfortunately, that isn't me. I'm going to pull you one more card though, Violet. And Wispy, I'm going to, there we go, Wispy. I'm stroking your, I'll rub your crystal. There we go. That's about as much. I keep pressing it just in case for some magic reason the sound card starts working again. But Wispy, I'm going to pull one card from the middle of the deck somewhere, and what we want to know is about the car. is there going to be money coming to fix the car? Okay, so it's a straightforward yes, no. Upright is yes, and then the card will give us some details. Reversed is no, and again, the card will give us some details. So that's what we're going to do. And oh no, hang on, it's going again. There you go. So then, what have we got? What have we got? What have we got? Oh, so yes, and the Queen of Wands. So, okay, the money's coming from you getting your legs out on stage, Violet. That's as somebody who used to do that for a living. Trust me, it's a bloody hard job kicking your legs up on stage for a living. But yeah, so there's a Queen element here, which is nurturing, and Wands, which is about confidence. But this particular card, this version of the card, is talking about being front and center, being seen. So some sort of performative element. So I don't know whether that's something that you do. I don't know whether that's something that, you know, you might want to look at. Maybe entering a talent show. Maybe, I know, right? It sounds like every early 80s bloody detective series, doesn't it? She was short of money and she entered a talent show. Little did she know that the organizers of the talent show were big time drug smugglers, and that they were people traffickers. And here comes Jessica Fletcher to get her friend out of that problem. You know, it was always Jessica Fletcher's friend, wasn't it? Or cousin or niece or something. It was always somehow related. So yeah, that's what this is saying. Get yourself on a 1980s mystery show. No, if there's anything you can do that is performative, if there's anything you can do that is, you know, in the arts or anything like that, busking even, anything that you can do that will generate some funds from being the center of attention and the center, having all the limelight on you and all the stage lights on you, then maybe have a little look at that. But anyway, I hope that helps, Violet, and I really, really do. But yeah, see a financial advisor, I think is what the cards are absolutely saying, and not just saying, they're really screaming it. So yeah, I hope that helps, darling. I really do. There's no debt, but your income is up and down right now. Okay, that does make sense. That does make sense. It does feel that the income will get better, but I do think you still need to see a financial advisor about this. Maybe longer term planning, maybe, you know, something like that. There's definitely something in the cards telling very, very, very definitively to go and see the man with the money. That King of Pentacles, that is how to get yourself into a better financial position. It may even be something ridiculous like marry a man with money. Do you know what I mean? And I'm not suggesting that you do that. Although, you know, many Real Housewives of ... have done that very successfully in their lives. So yes, but that would be my advice, my darling. Go and see a financial advisor. Try and get something sorted with that. That will help. Right then, everybody. I've got a new person here. Good evening to God's daughter. That's cool. I don't know. Which God and which daughter? Because there's, you're married. Well, maybe have an affair with a married man, a rich married man. That's what you want to do. Go and bump uglies with Elon Musk for 2 minutes, and then you'll get given £1 million to keep your mouth shut. I'm joking. Don't do that. Don't do that unless you find, you know, ugly trolls attractive, in which case go do that. Why not? Not that I'm saying that Elon Musk is an ugly troll. Yes, I actually am, because no, there's not enough money in the world. Not enough money in the world. And just no. I couldn't. God's daughter. The mods keep saying, can you please wait until we open up a round? I'm just about to do that, but you have to start your question with the word question, my darling. So that's why the mods keep putting it into the chat. So yes, that's what you need to do. Just wait on a second. But Violet, seriously, that Queen of Wands card about performing, if there's anything about singing or dancing or, you know, entering some sort of local talent competition, you know, or getting an agent, getting some bookings, in the year to do some singing, some performances. I don't know. It's really, it's giving me Coyote Ugly. Okay, that is absolutely what Wispy's. Excuse me, my cough is really annoying, but it's absolutely what Wispy is giving me, which is about performing on stage and winning some money or winning some sort of competition. So maybe have a look at that if that's something that you can do. Right then, everybody, I do apologize. My throat is really tickly at the moment. I've got some water, so I'm going to have some. I know, right? The mods are all like, water? Yes, I'm going to have some water. While I pour that in my cup, in my Costa cup, because you know me, it might be water, but it's got to be in a Costa cup. While I do that, let's officially open another round. So if you would like a tarot reading, there are two ways to get it on this channel. The first way is to send a super chat. Once that comes through, it's automatically highlighted and made so that I can read it on a specific part of the setup, if you like, a part of the screens. However, if you would like a free reading, then all you need to do is put the put the word question followed by your question into the live chat, and I will pick one of those at random. The only way to guarantee or to ensure that your reading is next is to send a super chat, and if I get multiple super chats in, I read those one after the other in the order they come in before I open up another free round. Okay, just in case you missed any of that, here's a handy dandy reminder in the form of a video. Oops. Okay, let me have a look. Yeah, I kind of get that vibe, Patricia. Right, let me have a look. Oops, just trying to make sure my Costa cup is sealed so that I don't spill it everywhere. So this is how you know, right, that I have a slight issue with Costa. I keep looking at the new ones of these that are pretty much the same, just a little bit different. But I mean, look, it's holographic, it's purpley, and it's got Costa written on it. Of course, this is going to be a cup that I would buy. Have I got other water bottle type things at the house? Yes. Do I have multiple cups that I can drink out of? Yes. Do I in fact have one here that I have adapted to be my pen pot on my desk? Yes. But this is also my Emily D. Baker Facts Not Fuckery cup, because I bought a sticker and just added it on. So yes, a little bit of a Costa fan. But anywho, let's have a look at the comments. So it looks like we've got 2 questions in. Right then, so let me just take that banner off. 2 questions in. So, oh, I can't see now. So I am going to scroll up and down, up and down, up and down, up and down until I pick one of these at random, and we're going with this one. Oh, Nightbot, sorry. Holland, we still need to sort Nightbot out, by the way. Right, let me try that again. Right, up and down, up and down, up and down, and this one. Is that a Nightbot? Elaine Butler. Good evening, Elaine Butler. Question, a general reading, please. No problem at all, Elaine Butler. Let me have a look for you. Just change the camera over. There we go. Move my microphone slightly out of the way. There we go. Right then, so we cleanse the space. And we then fan the dragon. Fan the dragon. Fan, fan, fan. There we go. We fan the dragon to bring Wispy in. So good evening, Wispy. I'm pressing it just in case now. I'm thinking that on the ethereal plane, right, on the Akashic plane that we work with, Wispy must know that at some level his music's being played. Even though I can't hear it, at some point this is being triggered. So I'm still going to press it every time. So if you don't know what I'm talking about with Wispy, Wispy is an air elemental, a dragon egregore that was created many years ago. Many years ago. And if you go down in the description box, just down below, where there's there's a line that goes across that separates the first chunk to the second chunk of links and things. Just below, just above that line, there's a link to the podcast where we talk about what Wispy is. So yeah, go and check that out if you want to. I am sorry. I do feel I'm getting the lurgy. I don't know where that's come from. But anyway, right then, Elaine. A general reading for Elaine. Let's have a look. So we'll do the... Should we do the past, present, future? The energy that's been around you, the energy that continues to be around you now, and the energy to come. That feels like a good three-way. You know what I mean. It didn't. Yeah. A good three-way. That's. We're just going to leave that hovering in the air. Not make any comment about that comment. So then, past. We've got the King of Swords. Present. We've got the Seven of Cups reversed, and in the future, the King of Pentacles again. Okay, so we've got two kings. This is possibly reflecting the same king energy, and I'll tell you why. So in the past, we've got the King of Swords. Kings represent authority figures. Kings represent people that are, how can I put it? People that are bosses. They could be father figures, bosses, husbands. They could be all of that sort of role. Now, it doesn't have to be a male necessarily. It's somebody with very masculine energy. You can see actually with this deck, both of these kings are perhaps born a different gender identity than kings, but they are representing king energy. So it's that boss energy. It's that final boss for their suits. Do you know what I mean? It's like as high as you can go in the swords. Now, what this means is that in the past, I feel like the king in your life, whoever that represents, has brought in a negative or a challenging perspective. Because the challenge here is the swords here are all about challenges. So they're about obstacles, hurdles, things to overcome, tough lessons to learn. All of that comes in with the swords. So it feels like, but this king particular, this King of Swords particular, stands their ground. They absolutely, they are passionate about the things they believe in, and they stand their ground. So whether this is you and something that you have had to do recently, Elaine, or whether this is somebody in your life that is there, it feels like it's not. It feels like the challenge has been quite difficult, if that makes sense. It's not something that is particularly easy. It's not something that is particularly quick to resolve. Do you know what I mean? It's like this is a big challenge that's been happening. Now, in the present, we've got the Seven of Cups reversed. Now, this is an interesting card because the sevens for me are all about difficult choices, difficult decisions, and the Cups is all about your heart, basically romance, friendships, love, family, all of those sort of that side of the coin, that side of the cards, that side of our lives. And the fact that this is reversed is saying that it's like the king is making you make some tough decisions. So whatever this energy is, if this is reflecting a person, then the king is making you make these choices. If this is reflecting something that you yourself are really passionate about and standing up for, then that is leading to these difficult choices right now. Does that make sense? It's almost like, you know, the people that protest against pipelines and, you know, new motorways going through prime, amazing sort of, you know, endangered lands and things like that. It's sort of like that, where you're so passionate about something that it comes with some really difficult decisions. Am I going to leave the kids with my sister and go and like camp out in a tree to try and stop, you know, a motorway or something? And it's that sort of difficult decision. Either someone's putting you there, or your morals, your instincts, and what you're passionate about is putting you there. Now, it is reversed, as I say, so it's even more difficult because it feels like it's being put on your shoulders. So it isn't as if you are, how can I put it? It's not that it's your fault, but also it's something that perhaps you were unaware of, if that makes sense. Hopefully that makes sense. But you can see here, each of the different vessels here represents one of the cups. We've got, you know, arguably positive things, like we've got the lovely ship in a bottle. We've got a mushroomarium. I know there's a proper word for it, but I always forget. A mushroomarium. There's a message in a bottle. But here you can see this snake is uncoiling itself. So one animal is escaping and it's about to go and eat this koi cup. Another animal is about to be removed. And then we've also got this spider that's been caught under a glass. So these are not easy decisions. This is not, in some tarot decks, the Seven of Cups is like, there's a ring and a golden necklace and some pearls. And oh, look at this, lovely, lovely, lovely. These are a lot more difficult. These are a lot harder to answer, if that makes sense. And then we move into the future. We've got another king, but this is the King of Pentacles. So it's like whatever this difficult decision is, it's leading to money somehow. Either you are going to be the boss and like take a pay raise, get a promotion, something like that, or this king that brought these problems or these decisions, once you solve these decisions, you then, or the king then, like grants you access to the money, to the wealth or whatever. So again, if this is a workplace problem, then it could be that you've been given you know, a choice at work: stay where you are, do this, do that, or take a promotion. But that will mean, you know, moving to another office excuse me, moving to another office or another branch, and that will mean upending your entire life, but it will give you a massive pay rise. Do you know what I mean? There's like, it's those sorts of decisions that are here, my darling. Anyway, I hope that helps. I've got no idea whether any of that hits. It might not be a promotion. It could just be that the king from here, if it is a separate person to you, may well come into some money, and it might not be related to these questions, but the way that they're coming up, I think they probably are. Excuse me, everybody. But there you go. Hopefully, my darling, that helps. And thank you very much for your question. Right then, let me swap the camera back. There we go. So then, there we go. Thank you very much. And let's have a look at the live chat. LN, good evening, LN. I hope that helps. It would be, excuse me, with that Seven of Cups upturned in the middle, it's a difficult decision that is going to be pulling at your heartstrings. Okay, so that difficult decision could be, if it is a promotion or something like that, it will come with strings, and it will come with something that you are going to have to, it's not just going to be, hey Elaine, I really enjoyed the work that you've done, I'm going to make you manager of this department that you are currently in. You can keep the same hours and the same everything and even the same desk, but I'm going to pay you $50,000 more. It's not that, right? It's almost like, we love what you've been doing, Elaine, at this department, so we're going to expand the department to Florida. Now, we want you to head up our Florida division, and we're going to pay you £50,000 more, but you would have to move to Florida. So, by the way, we want you to do this in the next month. It's that sort of thing where you're like, ooh, major career uptake, major bonus, major wealth improvement, but it means upending my entire life. So yeah, just be aware of that. It's some difficult decisions that at the best of times, the Seven of Cups is difficult decisions, because sevens are all about hard to find answers and hard decisions. But the cups, especially it's always about things of the heart. And when it's reversed, it's really going to be like, oh my God, what do I do? What about this? What about that? So yeah, it could be anything along those lines. Anyway, thank you very much. And I hope that helps. Right then, I am going to open a round, but can you not keep popping the questions in until I open a round, please, everybody? Because all it's going to mean is that you'll have to put it back in a minute when I open a round, because I can't scroll back in the chat. Elaine, it's been a tough few years due to family death. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that, my darling. So I'm not sure if it could be related to that. It could be related to that. if that King of Swords energy could be father type, uncle type, grandfather type energy, bringing the sword, the trouble, the hassle. So it could be something related to that. And then the King of Pentacles could be something to do with an inheritance or something. It's around those sort of lines. It's talking about probably masculine figure bringing in like some real challenges linked in with really difficult decisions for you to pass, and then pass with a PARSE, not a PASS, and then money coming in somehow. But yeah, anyway, I hope that helps, my darling. Right, so then yeah, don't keep popping your questions in, please, because it will just annoy the mods, and it means that I can't go backwards in the chat, so I won't be able to include them. So it's just literally a complete waste of time. No problem, Elaine, my darling. I hope that helps. Right then, so let's go ahead and open a round then. We're opening up another free round. Start your question with the word question, pop it in the live chat, or send a super chat to guarantee your reading is next. Get a longer reading. All super chats get either a 6 or 7 card reading, and they also jump the queue basically. So that is how they do that. Also, I have to say, any money we make here, 10% goes to the 2 bladder cancer charities here in the UK, Fight Bladder Cancer and Bladder Cancer UK, because they helped me when I had bladder cancer a couple of years back. So then, right, the round is open. Go ahead and put your details in, and here's a handy dandy little video.
Are you a fan of 80s horror but want something different? Do you like modern horror but the regular magazines leave you a bit cold? Are you a fan of that schlocky horror that no one else seems to talk about? Check out Necronomicon, the UK horror zine from Etsy.com. Just search for Necroneil.
Blue Chalice is a small business making crafty creations for the Witcher community. From jewellery to wall hangings, witch bells to altar tiles. Why not have a look at bluechalice.etsy.com. Yes, indeed. Blue Chalice is absolutely amazing if you like all sorts of witchy, druidic type wonderful pieces. Do go and check those out. And again, you all know, if you've been here before, you know how much I love my horror films, to the extent that the other day I was wearing my Camp Crystal Lake Counselor t-shirt with my hockey mask earrings, just because I was just like, let's see if anybody gets this. Let's see if anybody gets this. No, nobody commented. I was really disappointed. I was like, somebody must get the Jason reference. No, nobody did. Right then, let's have a look. Oh, how can I miss me gob? I know, right? God, I sound like my own mother sometimes. I really do. Right then, let's go up and down in the chat. I'm going to try and pick one of these readings at random. We're going with this one. Oh, that's Patricia. Right. Oh, no problem, Holland. Also, you should all go and check out Holland's other thing that they do, which is the on the YouTubes. They have a YouTube channel called Imaginary Kazoo Orchestra. It's very good. It's very funny. I do love it, especially when on the comments on Also Sprach Zarathustra, the music from that you all know from 2001. But on that piece of music, on the high notes, on a kazoo, it sounds very interesting. And in the comments, everybody's talking about the Screaming Muppets. Loved it. Reading through those comments, I actually went all the way to the bottom of the comments, Holly. I was laughing so much. I was literally sat there doing this. Rufus looked at me as if I had gone completely stark raving bonkers. Anyway, let's have a little look. You don't know the music from 2001, from the film 2001, which came out in 1975 or something. I don't know. You do know the music, Jay. It's that bit that goes dum 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 dum. That one. And you can now see why on a kazoo that would sound like Screaming Muppets. So yes, there you go. Yes, there is a film called 2001. There's also a film called 2010. 2010. Oh God, 2001 was Space Odyssey. 2001, A Space Odyssey, and 2010 was subtitled. I can't remember what, but yes. Oh my God, that would be amazing. Just seeing the giant ship slowly spinning with that music coming up. Especially, isn't that the scene where it goes over like the proto-humans, the Neanderthals, and they're with the Screaming Muppets? That would be really funny. Yeah. You'd have to get rid of the older version, and if it's for parody purposes, you can use the footage. You just have to put up a screen up front and say this is for parody purposes. And you shouldn't get copyright struck. You shouldn't be copyright struck because you're doing a parody. But yeah. Anyway, right. Yeah. It was. Elvis Presley did use it for his entrance music, and then it went into it went into all that bit. So yes, it did. Look, and I only know that because my mum was into Elvis, so we watched a lot of Elvis Presley musicals and concerts. So yeah, absolutely right. Anyway, let's have a gosh, we do talk about everything on this channel. Right, let's go back to readings. Let's have a look. So we're going to go with this one. Question is Andre dream is to marry me? I'll have a look, God's daughter. Give me 1 second. Is that the same piece of music? I think it might be. Yes. I think it might actually be the same piece of music. Although, Holland, you do know now you're going to have to do the Elvis bit on kazoo as well, and then we can link those together. That'll be fun. Right then, God's daughter, let's have a look. So we, as always, ding along the ding dings, and I'm pressing Wispy's music, even though Wispy can't hear, or we can't hear it. I'm sure that on the Akashic plane, Wispy is listening to his wind chimes. If not, he can listen to the wind chimes that are literally outside my window right now, because they are extremely loud, because they're obviously being battered around in the wind right now. Anywho, so Wispy, God's daughter, God's daughter would like to know, which daughter are you, God's daughter? Which daughter? Are you Aphrodite? Are you Athena? Are you I don't know. Oops. You've had a card jump. Oh, the Hermit. Hang on. Did I pulled it like that? So no, that is right. So then the Hermit. So this is a clarifying card. Now, what does the Hermit represent? Well, a clarifying card is basically the filter that we're going to look at this card, this reading through. Okay, so the Hermit traditionally looks like kind of what it does here, really. An old person carrying a lantern with a walking stick or a staff. In this case, we've got the old person with the lantern, but the lantern is ethereal. So it's talking about spiritual awakening and wisdom and knowledge, because the Hermit is always talking about going off by yourself and gaining some knowledge. So gaining wisdom, looking for answers, finding the truth, or the three versions of the truth: yours, theirs, and the actual truth. And so the Hermit is all about that journey to enlightenment, that journey to discovery, to knowledge. Okay, so you're asking about is Andre's dream to marry you? Looking through the Hermit is a solitary character. So I don't know whether this is saying that Andre is a solitary character, or that Andre needs to discover that knowledge. I don't know, but we'll have a look. Right then, so we'll do the hang on, we'll do you, your partner, and the relationship. Okay, so you, Nine of Swords, quite challenging energy you bring to the relationship. Your partner brings Three of Pentacles energy. Right, those are not the most compatible. And then the relationship, wow, okay, they might not be compatible, but you've got the Two of Cups in the relationship sector. Right, so let's have a look. So what you bring to it, you bring the Nine of Swords. So swords are trouble and strife, they're hurdles, challenges. I think you bring a lot of challenging energy. Right, now that's not necessarily a good or bad thing. It's just saying that you bring the energy that is challenging, if you like. So you bring that challenging energy. You bring the energy of asking tough questions, getting results, putting all sorts of bits and pieces in place to try and test Andre, almost. So you've got that sort of energy about you in terms of the relationship. You're the one that is bringing in all the questions. You're the one that is bringing in all of the hurdles for everything to be overcome. Do you know what I mean? Because Andre is bringing building energy. Andre wants to build a future. So the Three of Pentacles, although it isn't a romance card because that's the cups, Pentacles is about growth, and the Three is about working together to build something larger than its parts. So it's talking about building a family, building a community, building a workplace. It's all about bringing other people in and growing together. So I do think that Andre might, either you or Andre, if this is you, then you need to be this Hermit. You need to find these answers before you move forward. And the reason I'm saying that is because the relationship as a whole, you've got the Two of Cups. Now, the Two of Cups is all about two people coming together. This is more about a relationship, a couple, like marriage and all of those positive things. This is more about that than the Lovers card. This is what the Lovers card looks like in this deck. It's what they've used on the cover. The Lovers card can talk about passion and all of those things, but the Two of Cups is literally two individuals coming together in a romantic way, in a loving way, and forming a new bond. And you can see that here because we've got these two love knots that are being tied, and they're called love knots because you can see they're in the shape of a heart. And the way they've done this with the sun and the moon, even though you are two different people, it feels very much like there is this bond between you. Does that make sense? So it does feel like Andre might want a relationship. Whether that's marriage is going to depend on this, because this card, I hate to say it, God's daughter, but this card brings nightmare, sleepless nights, worry. That's what this card is associated with. So the fact that Wispy's chucked out the Hermit reversed, this for me is saying to you that, look, if you want this, right? If you want this relationship, this lovely, loving, gorgeous relationship that's going to blossom into families and children and long-term marriage and all of this lovely stuff, which is a possibility at the moment, this might need to change, because this challenging energy, this challenging spirit, where you aren't seeking for wisdom, you're not looking for that wisdom, you're not looking for these answers, it's almost like there's a certain arrogance around this card, and if that is how you're perceived, this isn't going to happen, because it will block it. This energy and this energy do not match. Okay, so Andre might want to marry you, a part of you. He might be really attracted to you physically and might want to marry your good side, if you like, but that isn't going to be enough to get to this. Do you know what I mean? It's like this energy and this energy are not matching in any way. This is about having problems, being problems, causing problems, and this is about wanting to peacefully coexist and, you know, work together and have all of this harmonious life, where these are three different elements, three different trades to kind of move together and move forward. But that doesn't look very good for this. Does that make sense? Because the other thing about the Hermit card is it is a solo card. It is a card about being alone and loneliness. Just bear that in mind, my darling. So the answer is on the cards, possibly. There is definitely a connection here. Whether it will lead to marriage will depend on this energy. That's what it will depend on. And I hope that helps, my darling. I really do. It's probably not the answer that you're looking for, but as I always say, I give you the guidance you're looking for and the answers you need, but not necessarily the answer that you want, if that makes sense. And I hope that helps, my darling. I really hope that helps. I just want to know if he's the one for you. Well, the bigger question, my darling, the bigger question, God's daughter, is, are you the one for him? Are you the right one for him? Because it feels like if he's got Three of Pentacles energy, then he is wanting to, you know, work collaboratively, bring people in, form families, form networks, form, you know, all of that. But the energy that you're giving out, or the cards, you know, are picking up on from you, isn't compatible with that. So it's sort of like, I don't mean to be nasty with this, but it's almost like you focus on your needs and expect Andre to focus on your needs too. But that isn't what is needed for that Three of Pentacles card and for that Two of Cups. That isn't the way of getting there. Do you know what I mean? It's like there has to be compromise. There has to be, you know, you have to think about him as much as he thinks about you. You have to put his needs on the same level as yours, all of that, for it to move forward. But yeah, anyway, I hope that helps, my darling. The cards, as I always say, I can only tell you what the cards are giving me, and the cards are giving a very definitive feeling for the vibe that the cards brought out, if that makes sense. But anyway, my darling, I wish you nothing but happiness, and I hope it all works out for you. And let us know, because we're still waiting for the Beyond Authentic wedding, where somebody's come in and asked for a tarot reading, and it's led directly to a wedding. That's what we're still waiting for, that. So yes, let me know if that ever happens. But thank you very much for your question. Right then. Excuse me, no problem at all, my darling. Excuse me, my throat is tickly tonight. It really is. Alan, what are you doing? We've asked you not to put that in the chat immediately, right? I haven't even said about opening another round yet. Nothing was mentioned. So, like, I've asked and asked and asked, and the mods have asked and asked and asked. So I like, there is literally no other alternative, my darling. So you have been banned from the channel, unfortunately, and your comments have all been deleted. Please listen, everybody. When the mods are saying wait until the next round, wait until the next round, because you can keep spamming with your questions and I won't read them for you, and you'll just end up like LN, banned, blocked, and all of your comments deleted. It's not something that I ever want to do at all. It's really not something I ever want to do, but it's something that we have to do because it just disrupts my ability to read, and it disrupts the chat and the flow of the chat. So yeah, please just respect the rules on the channel. Like, you're getting a free reading, you're getting 28 years of experience coming up with a 3 or 4 or 7 card reading, whatever it is. Please just respect the rules of the chat and don't keep spamming and don't post all the bloody time. It's not difficult. And if you can't do that, if you want to post every 5 seconds, then unfortunately you will get blocked. And I know LN wasn't posting every 5 seconds because we've got you can only comment every 20 seconds on the channel, but all that happens is when the comments come in like Alan was posting them, it just causes issues. It just causes issues, and it means that, you know, unfortunately you will just get kicked, which I've just done. So don't worry, mods, I've kicked Ellen. I've kicked Ellen DeGeneres. If that was Ellen DeGeneres, then come back and give me a free car. I know it used to be Oprah that did that, didn't it? And then it was Ellen. Oh, look at the chat. Look at this in the chat. Hi, Ed. Hi, Nibbling. Hope you're okay. I'm doing well. Hope you're doing well yourself. This is why I love this community, because people just come on and then have their own little conversations with each other, seeing how everybody is, looking after, caring for one another. This is such a lovely community. And then we get idiots like LN going, oh, I want to know this. Tell me this immediately. I demand to speak to your manager. Well, piss off. With an open heart and with peace and love in my soul, piss off. Do you know what I mean? Do you know what I mean? Do you know what I mean? Oh, don't. Oh, do you know what? We've got a chippy near us, and the oil, the smell of the oil, they must not change their oil very often, or it's like cheap oil, because just the smell of it walking past, horrible. Stick to the top of the roof of my mouth and everything. Not good. Not good. Really not good. But anyway, the best chippy I ever went to was in Southampton, and they used to do pea fritters, which is mushy peas in a ball with most of the liquid squeezed out, right? You can squish them in a ball, and then you batter them, and then you deep fry them. Oh my God, they were so nice. Oh my God, they were so nice. Jay, probably because they were cooking rats. That's normally the reason chippies get shut down. Because they were cooking rats or mice or something. That's normally the reason. Anyway, shall we open another round? Let's open another round. See, that's all they had to do. They just had to wait like 2 minutes for me to talk bollocks. Let's have another round. So if you would like a question, go ahead and put your question into the live chat, starting with the word question. Pea fritters are amazing. Delicious, amazing, delicious, amazing. Especially from the it's not even a chippy anymore. It's not even a restaurant. It's now a house. It's now a house in Southampton. A house. A heist. Clarence Heist. Nobody up here has. Right. If you are from down south, let me know your opinion on pea fritters, because they are amazing. 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 Anyway, as Patricia says now, go ahead, ask your question now, beginning with the word question. Pop your questions into the live chat and I will grab one of them at random. Go ahead and do that now while I play you a handy dandy little video. Right then, so it doesn't look like I've had any comments. Oh no, yes I have. Yes I have. There's one. Firefly Magic. What? To be fair, Mucky Frank's chippy was epic till the fryer burned. Oh gosh. Rufus. So somehow the discussion has come round to pea fritters. right? From a chippy.
And they had mint to it,
Yeah. So Rufus is from Essex, right? And I'm from Hampshire. Did you have pea fritters in Essex?
No, I had them when I was in Southampton.
You had them in Southampton. So they might just be a Hampshire thing, but they are, it's mushy peas that have been squeezed of most of the liquid. So they're like firm, and then they had a bit of mint and a bit of pepper.
They deep fry them. They freeze them.
Yeah, that's what they do. They freeze the pea balls.
Yeah, so they make the pea balls and then they mush them all down and then freeze them in the ball.
Freeze them and then coat them in batter and deep fry them. They are delicious. And we found some somewhere, didn't we? We were in I can't remember whether it was a Farm Foods, a Heron. It was one of those sort of places. Oh, it could have been M&S. It was one of those places we don't often go to, and we found a pack of them. It was like 6 of them for whatever price it was. Like frozen pea fritters. They weren't as good, but they were amazing. And just randomly talking about chippies because Ed's had a chippy tea.
Some of the other chippies here somewhere. We've been at one long time ago, and they were doing them, but they didn't have any at the time. They run out or something.
We'll have to have a look on Just Eat or what the other one is.
But you obviously just got to.
Yeah, because up here, lots of people have spam fritters and things like that. But no, couldn't eat a spam fritter, but a pea fritter, amazing. We'll have to make some. We'll have to just make some. We'll have to find a Slimming World friendly batter. Oh, they do. Yeah, they do a gluten-free pancake batter. That's the same sort of thing, isn't it? Is it? Is that the same sort of thing? Same sort of batter as a fish batter?
I suppose you could batter and then like put some breadcrumbs on the outside and then just like shallow. Just do ones that are not round. Do ones that are slightly.
Oh no, they've got to be round. They got to be proper pea fritter shapes. They got to be like this.
Sort of like spam shape.
Okay, rather than deep fry them. Okay, we'll have to try that. Yes, we're going to try that. Anyway.
If you've never tried one, you've never lived before.
No, you haven't lived if you've not tried one of them. They are amazing, delicious, amazing. Anyway. Sorry, everyone. We've been completely distracted. But yes, you have battered Mars bars up north in Scotland. You do, yeah. There's also a chippy in Scotland that batters and deep fries their pizza. I know this because Rate My Takeaway. What's his name? It's not Dave. Danny. I've met him. Danny from Rate My Takeaway went up there and had a deep fried pizza slice. Anyway, so with kilts and whiskey, they came down south. Well, if kilts are coming down, you know what they're going to reveal if you're a true Scotsman. Anyway, let's not go there. So Firefly Magic, we've got Firefly Magic and Anubav 2. So there's actually 2 questions. Oh gosh, hang on. What's happening to my screen? Here we go. Good. Right. So we've got 2 questions in. Okay, I was looking for my talismans there. So I'm going to. We're not going to toss the caber, which is a Scottish thing. A wee Scottish thing. Come Pride season, you're getting your kilt out. You'll be getting something else out if there's a strong wind, Ed. You know what I'm saying? Bits and bobs on show everywhere. I mean, it's Pride. Oh gosh, right, here we go. Good evening, Ellis. Come Pride season, it depends what size I am. If I get to lose a whole bunch of weight, then then I don't know what I'm going to. There was no thought to the end of that, was there really? Anyway, so I've got my talisman. So Firefly Magic. Are you Peacock Rainbow Firefly Magic? Fairy Dust Potatoes. Or are you somebody else? Anyway, Firefly Magic, you can be the heads. So this one is the water talisman. So you can be heads, which is the symbol for water with the splashes. And Anubav 2, you can be the writing, which says witch casket and then water. So there you go. And I'm going to toss the coin and we're going to do it as I always do on camera. So when there's only 2 questions, this is how we resolve it. If there's a question, this is how we resolve it. Check out the hook while my DJ revolves it. I can't make that work, can I? Let's go. Oh, that's good. It's landed on the floor. Right. hang on, everybody. We'll do that again. Here we go. Oh, and it's landed on the face. It's landed on the head. So it's landed on that one, which means the reading is for Firefly Magic. Where's Firefly Magic? There we go. Tick that. And oh, good evening, Ellis. Good evening, Ellis. Good evening, Ellis. Your kilt's got rainbow in the pleats. I know. I've seen it. I've seen a picture of it. It's fabulous in more ways than one. Right then, here we go. So we're going to cleanse the space. And we're going to rub the dragon's head and fan the dragon because the music's not working today. But I have pressed it. Look, you can see it's pressed. Look at that one there. Look, you can see it's being pressed. So somewhere on the Akashic field, Wispy is hearing his music play, his theme tune, and he's coming into contact with the Akashic records and getting the information for you. So Wispy, Firefly Magic would like to know, what can I expect next from C? There's no contact at the moment. Thank you. So what can Firefly Magic expect next from C? Let's have a look. Oh, hang on. We've had a card drop. The High Priestess. Right, so we've got a card that has fallen just as one was about to flip. And the card that has fallen is the High Priestess. Now, the High Priestess, this will be your clarifying card. So the High Priestess is a wonderful card. She's very spiritual. She's very in touch with the spirituality of the tarot deck. You can see she's got tarot written down her arm, but also in a lot of decks, it's translated as Torah, as in the Jewish book. She's holding a chest here with secrets, secret magical knowledge, spiritual knowledge that only the High Priestess is allowed. She's got all these tattoos with symbols on. I mean, you know, the best people do. But she's also got the pomegranates, and there's a sickle, some herbs, and a scrying bowl with water and the symbol for water there. So she is a wonderful figure in the tarot deck for spirituality. Now, she is reversed. So it's talking here about there is a lack of spirituality. There is a lack of connection with anything on a higher level at the moment. So what can you expect from C? I don't think it's if there's any contact, it will be purely and simply based on physical contact. So, you know, something like a booty call, you know what I mean? It's that sort of vibe rather than it being some deep spiritual sort of soul connection. But we'll have a look and see. So I tell you what, we'll do the where you are. Three of Swords. Heartache. What you want to know. Oh, gosh. Two of Cups and the opportunity. Queen of Pentacles reverse. Right. Okay, my darling. Listen, from what the cards are saying, it looks like you two may have been in a relationship at some point. I've just had a news thing pop up on my other screen telling me all sorts of random news. And you have what you need to do is copy your question, select and copy it. Hang on till I open up a round again and then post it back in. Oh, look, the mods have already... I'm pointing to the screen. The mods have just said that. Look, yeah, this is what you need to do, my darling. Try again next round. Just copy and paste it onto the doodah. Yeah, right. So, Firefly. I've come onto the chat part of the screen because, in fact, I think I need to do this as well. Hang on a second, my darling. Right. You know, when I go to eye contact level, you know then that it's empathy time. It's empathetic Lisa rather than big blusterous Lisa. So in where you are now, we've got the Three of Swords. This is the heartbreak card. Okay, so this is the card that talks about relationships that have ended poorly, love affairs that have collapsed, things like that. And although with this deck, you can see that actually it's being mended. The broken heart, the stab wounds in the heart from the swords are being mended by the needles and threads. So this is talking about trying to repair a broken heart. Okay, so the fact that this is coming up in where you are now, I think that whatever's happened with C, I think it's kind of, I think it's still raw, and excuse me, I had to burp. I think it's still raw, and I think more importantly than that, I think it's something that you are still needing to heal from, because the wounds are still being repaired, they're still being stitched, and then they've got to go through that healing process. Now, when we're talking about what you need to know, you've got the Two of Cups reversed. Now, the Two of Cups is all about relationships, my darling. It's all about being with someone, having two become one, moving forward together, all sorts of things like that. When it's reversed, it's literally saying that those two, that one has split back into two. Okay, so what this is literally telling me, my darling, with these two cards, one after the other, is that I think the relationship is over. The relationship with C, I don't think there's a chance of reconciliation at this point. When it says no contact, I imagine that's no contact from C rather than you not contacting them. I don't think there is a possibility of reconciliation here, because the opportunity card is coming up with the Queen of Pentacles reversed. Now, the Queen is all about nurturing and support and helping, and Pentacles is that sort of financial growth element, but this is also reversed, which is saying that I don't think there is any chance, any potential here for this to move forward in a growing way. It's almost like I don't know where you are in the world, but right here in the UK, we've got storms at the moment that are pulling over, knocking over trees and things. And it's a bit like if a tree that's been there for however many years, like 40, 50 years, if it gets pulled out by its roots, it's pretty much dead. There's not a lot you can do with that. You can try and prop it up and try and save it and all of this, but it's now dead. And it feels very much like the relationship between you is gone. And I hate to be the bearer of bad news with that, but again, I can only give you the answers that the cards are giving me. And as I always say, I give you the most authentic answers I can, because what's the point in me blowing smoke up your backside? You know what I mean? That's one of those things. What is the point in me going, ooh, everything's going to be okay, everything's going to be lovely again? Do you know what I mean? When it probably isn't. But that's also why the High Priestess card comes in, because the High Priestess card here is talking about this spiritual connection being completely lost. So I think whatever's happened between you and C, I get the impression that you were together for a bit, it ended quite painfully, and then you were hoping that C would come back somehow, or would realize what they've lost by not being with you. And it doesn't look like that's going to happen, my darling. So I think for you, the opportunity then comes in as the Queen of Pentacles kind of is also about growth and healing. And I think it's that vibe that you need to really look at, my darling. Look at the healing vibe. Look at what you need to do to help your own situation. But what I would say in terms of C, I would basically say, look, let it go. Let it be a learning experience, if that makes sense. Let it just be something in the past. Let it be something that you've had happen. Learn from it. Because there's always good and bad in every relationship. When any relationship ends, there's always a sad bit. Boo-hoo, we're not together. But there's also good times that you had. There's also, maybe this was the first time you let your guard down. Maybe this was the first time you opened up to somebody else in certain ways. That's a very useful experience to take forward, because it means that, all right, this time that didn't work, but next time it might be with a better suited partner. Do you know what I mean? And so next time it may be that you open up your heart, it isn't going to be bruised, it isn't going to be damaged, and the other person will cherish that and guard it with their life. At that point, you know that you found the right one. And hopefully, my darling, hopefully that helps. I'm so sorry that I couldn't give you better news. I'm so sorry that I couldn't say, you know, oh, look, everything looks wonderful. But it just feels that C wasn't the one for you. And yeah, if there's no contact at the moment, maybe block them and, you know, move forward. But there you are, my darling. I hope that helps. And thank you very much for your question. Right then, let's come on to the lives. Oh, there we go. Hoping for something good and better. Oh, I need my glasses back on now, don't I? I take them off to try and be all like eye contact empathy thing. And then I just can't read. Yeah, there will be better to come. There will be better to come. This is just one of those ones, you know, sometimes where you get the one that got away and you're like, oh my God, oh, I really miss them. This is the tiddler that got away. Do you know what I mean? When people go fishing, sometimes the one that gets away is like this 16-pound carp. I don't know how big carps are. I don't know how you measure them. Is it weight or is it size? But anyway, like a 4 foot 16-pound carp or tuna, right? A tuna. We'll say tuna. Big, huge tuna. And you go, oh, I nearly caught it and the line snapped. Oh, it got away. There's also, oh, I've got a bite. Oh, I've got this piddly little sardine, little anchovy. What do I want to do with that? Oh, nothing. Chuck it out. C was a piddly little anchovy. Don't need him. Don't need it. Gone. No worries. No bad feelings. Chuck it back over. Feed it to a shark. Do you know what I mean? There you are, my darling. You will find a wonderful tuna fish just waiting around the corner. Do you know what? Sometimes my metaphors get confused, but you know what I'm trying to say. Anyway, right, let's have a look. So Anubhav, when I said to put your question back in, I didn't mean immediately, my darling. You got to wait until I officially open a round. Don't forget, a piddly anchovy. Yeah, exactly. A piddly anchovy. Okay, God's daughter. I'm glad that helped. I am glad that helped. A sign of the times needing glasses. You need glasses for reading. I put my old lady gogs on all the time. That's what they are officially called, my old lady gogs. So even though I've got multiples, look, I've even got a clip here with a pair hanging off the card cam, just in case, because I put them down in lots of places, and another pair just here, my old pair, just in case I need them. You know what I mean? I'm not saying that I'm half blind without me specs, but I'm half blind without me specs. And especially when I'm trying to do this on multiple screens, I've got a screen here with the mod chat and a screen here with the live chat and the StreamYard on. And so trying to like jump between the two, yeah, it can be difficult. It can be difficult. In the past, he was a player. Well, you're probably best out of it then, God's daughter. You are probably best out of it. Right then. So, Aisha Sharif, stop posting repeatedly in the chat. Please look in the description box. It says in the description box, I'm going to pull up YouTube right now. It says in the description box of this very live stream, it says how you get a reading on this channel. Please follow that. Please follow what the live what the rules are on the channel. If people consistently and continually spam the chat, the live chat, then there's just nothing. There's just you're going to get blocked and you're going to get barred. That's how things work. So in the comments, not in the comments, in the description box, hang on a second, why is that? There we go. In the description box, you can see just underneath the tags, it says there are 2 ways to get a tarot reading during a tarot live stream. Send your question as a super chat. Super chat readings will take priority and be read next. When multiple super chats come in, Lisa will read them in turn. Okay, that is what that says. Once all super chats are read, Lisa will open a free round if there is still time within the stream. To get a free tarot reading during a free round, go to YouTube live stream and start your question with the word question. Lisa will choose readings at random from the live chat. So that is when a free reading during a free round. So you have to wait until I open a free round. Okay. Hopefully that makes sense. Right then. You scared Charlie Cat. Okay, so right, Aisha, my darling, I'm about to open a round now. When I do, it's time to put question in the live chat, followed by your question. Okay, let me put this on screen. Oh, there you go. Look, let me put this on screen. This is how you get a reading on the channel. Okay, my darling. I know you're new here, so I'm honestly not shouting or anything else, but that's how you get a reading. When we get multiple comments in, multiple questions in like that, it blocks the channel, and the mods have to take them out because of my ADHD. I get distracted by them. So that's why those rules are in place. It's to help me, and it's mainly to help the mods keep this channel running properly in the background, because they do all the hard work. I'm just the muppet that sits here and does the tarot readings. So then let's go ahead and open a free round. So we are going to open a free round. A free round is now open right this second. It's open now. So if you want a reading, go ahead and do the things on the bottom of the screen. You can, of course, send your question via a super chat to guarantee you are next, and to guarantee that your reading is a longer 6 or 7 card reading. If, however, you want to take a chance on a free reading, pop your question into the live chat right now, starting with the word question, and I will pick one of those at random. Go ahead and do those things. Okay, so then let's have a look in the live chat. Let's have a look at the comments. So we've got a few questions in. So I'm going to, as I always do, scroll up and down with the jog wheel on the mouse, and I will try and grab a question. Oh gosh, hang on, how far back do I need to go? How up to there? Right, okay. So okay. Aisha, you haven't asked the question. You asked multiple questions when it wasn't time to ask, and now the channel, the questions opened. Now you haven't asked anything. So okay, right then. So we're going to scroll up and down, and we're going to this one. Oh, for God's sake! Not Nightbot. Nightbot can't get questions. Nightbot isn't a human. Nightbot is a random piece of software. Right then. So here we go. I'm going with this one. Crystal Rose. Good evening, Crystal Rose. I didn't even know you were here, my darling. Good evening, Crystal Rose. Question. What is coming up for you, please? No problem at all. We will do that for you. Good evening. Have you been lurking, or have you just joined us? Have you been here for hours just listening to me twaddle on about nothing, waffle, talking about pea fritters, or have you just joined us? If you have just joined us, you might want to scroll back on the replay and listen to the discussion about pea fritters. They're amazing. Go check them out. Anyway, right, let me have a look. So I've got questions coming in after the fact now. So can you all, while I'm doing this reading, just everybody hit the refresh button, you know, the little Ouroboros thing, the arrow eating itself. Hit that button, refresh it on your end, because I've got questions coming in after the 1 minute videos, because those 2 videos add up to a minute, and so there should be plenty of time there. Right, Crystal Rose, let's have a look at your question, my darling. We've got no wispy, well, we have got wispy, we've got no sound tonight, so when I press it, nothing happens, but we'll ding the bell as always. Because I was showing my glasses, hang on, I've moved this. There we go, that's better. So we've cleansed the space for wispy, and I am playing the wind chime, but because here we go. Look, I'm going to fan the dragon. Give the dragons crystal some energy with the future looks bright crystal ball card that Neil once sent me, because it's purple and has a crystal ball on it. Right then, so thank you, Wispy. So Wispy, Crystal Rose has a question. Crystal Rose would like to know what is coming up for them, please. What is coming up for Crystal Rose? Oops, didn't quite fall. So what is coming up for Crystal Rose? Let's have a look. Should we do a general? We'll do a past, present, future. How about that, Crystal Rose? Actually, no. Do you know what? We are going to do the where you are, what you need to know, and what the opportunity is around you right now. That feels more pertinent, and I don't know why, but that's the reading we're going to do. That's the spread, Wispy. Okay, here we go. Working on the fact that the music plays somewhere in the ether. Here we go. So then, apologies if you can hear my stomach gurgling at the moment. I really am not well. It's self-inflicted, but you know, it's still not well. Right then, so where you are. Oh, the Hermit again. The second time for the Hermit tonight. What you need to know. Oh, Three of Swords. Okay. And what your opportunity is. The Four of Wands reversed. Okay. So where you are, we've got the Hermit card. So I don't know whether there's something happened or whether, you know, you are seeking knowledge at the moment, or whether you are feeling a little lonely, because the Hermit card can be sort of either or and both. So yeah, you've got this deck's version of the Hermit, and this Hermit looks very wise, and they are manifesting or creating an ethereal lantern that they are seeking for knowledge on. So this is more than just carrying a lantern into dark places. This Hermit is doing it in shadow work. So this Hermit is really looking at the sort of their spiritual self, their ethereal self, and kind of going down that line, if that makes sense. Which is wonderful, but I don't know whether that hits home for you, my darling. I don't know whether that's something that you are actively doing at the moment. We've got the Three of Swords coming in, and this is in the what you need to know. Now, this is the heartbreak card. Okay, this is the heartbreak card, but it's talking about sorry, bear with me. Okay. Sorry, it looked like my system was going to freeze then. This is the heartbreak card, but this is the getting, repairing the heartbreak, getting over it, if that makes sense. This is the card of healing from heartbreak. In a lot of decks, this is quite obviously a heart that has been pierced. But this deck, you can see the needles, which represent the swords. The needles here are actually repairing. We've got one open wound, but the other two have been stitched. They've been repaired. So this is talking about healing from possibly this loss. So I don't know whether that, or from this loneliness. I don't know whether that makes sense, Crystal Rose, my darling, but it really does feel as if there was a negativity and that you've been feeling a bit out on a limb, out by yourself. And that this is what you kind of need to work on at the moment, is healing some, maybe it's past trauma, maybe it's a recent relationship breakup, but it's definitely something here about healing and about mending the heart. I know I'm saying, hang on. Wispy, give it to me again. I know I can't play your music, so let's just press the button and let's waft your thing. What are you trying to get to, Wispy? Because I'm getting that it isn't. I don't think it is. Oh, I don't know. I want to say I don't think it is from a recent breakup. I don't think it's a breakup. But this is the card of broken hearts. So I think this is loneliness. I think this is loneliness. I think this is loneliness because, well, I've just said that 3 times. But I do, because the hermit, this is giving me a lone in the woods vibe rather than going on a quest to discover knowledge and impart that knowledge into myself. This feels more that you are cut off, snowed under, not snowed under. What's it called? Yeah, this feels more right. Wispy. I really wish your music would play, and I don't want to ring the bell. This feels like there is a real lonely feeling around you at the moment, right? And a feeling of not necessarily having family or not having either not having family or not having loved ones around you physically. And I think this loneliness is talking about, like, I don't think, this is right. Hang on. Let me try and explain, because my brain's in 15 million places at once. Right. So normally the hermit is talking about venturing off on your own to go on this journey of discovery, to discover the missing parts you need, to find the answers, look in your dark places in the shadow work and all of that. I'm not getting that with this card. It's feeling it means all of that, but I'm getting more the sense of being cut off from other people somehow, like in a cabin in the woods, not the film, but just in like a random cabin in the woods, and then you get a massive snowfall, the snow, and then you're stuck and the phone lines don't work, and there's no serial killer around, but you're just stuck in the cabin for a few days without contact. That's what this is feeling like. It's like there's not a contact with the outside world. But what I'm struggling with is because normally the hermit is absolutely about choice. So normally the hermit, Crystal Rose, is talking about, it is my choice to shut people off and to go and do this. But I'm not necessarily feeling that this is your choice because of this card coming up in the what you need to know. And it's almost like it's not that. Which way around is it? There you go. So it's not that. This isn't. If it was this way round, right, where the heartache comes up and then this comes up, that would make more sense, right? Because it would be saying you've had a breakup and now you're feeling lonely. I don't think it's that. I don't think it's a relationship breakup. It feels much more like either there's been a fallout within the family or a fallout in a community, or it feels almost like you've been sent to Coventry, you've been ostracized in some way. And then once that was done, it's like you've gone, sod it, I'm going to stay out of their way forever. Do you know what I mean? It's that sort of vibe I'm getting, where it's like that initial being shut off in the woods. Yeah, I agree, mods. If you have to, I agree absolutely 100%. Yeah, so there was that initial kind of shutdown of contact, and then you've now gone, well, that's fine then. I'll stick by that. You know what I mean? It's almost like someone's gone, oh, just fuck off. And then you were like, okay. And you fucked off. And you're kind of healing from the wounds of that, but it's kind of like it wasn't the initial, oh, just fuck off. It wasn't meant as like, please leave and never come back. But that's the way you've taken it. And now it's almost like, when you're sometimes really, I don't know if anybody else is like this, but when sometimes you're really stubborn and you dig your toes in and you dig your heels in and you're like, no, that's fine. I will do that then. No. And they're like, well, just like your dinner's in the kitchen. And you're like, don't even want to eat now. Don't even want food. I'll starve. No, I would rather starve than eat the food that you prepared. And you're like pig-headed and stubborn, and you are the one that's suffering because of that. Does that make sense? Hopefully that makes sense, because the opportunity to come, I know, sorry everybody, I know it's a long-winded way, but that hermit card really doesn't feel like a hermit card. Oh God, the wind, Jesus. I don't know whether you heard that. I don't know what just went over. Something went over. I don't think it's in our garden, but something went over. Wow. The opportunity card is the Four of Wands reverse. Now, Wands is about security and confidence, and the fours are about stability. But this reversal worries me a little bit, Crystal Rose, because it's almost saying that you are headed towards staying cut off. Do you know what I mean? It's like if you're not careful, you are going to end up this distance, this separation is going to be a lot more long term than you're planning, because the fours are all about stability, and you can see this is like the four corners of this burner. It has to be stable. The problem with it when it's reversed is that stability becomes stagnancy and it becomes stuck in a rut. So whatever this is that's going on, it's like there's a need to somehow mend bridges. Otherwise, whatever this was in the past is going to get stuck, and that is going to be how you keep moving forward, if that makes sense. I hope that helps. I'm gonna come into the live chat bit. Let me have a look. Oh gosh. Hang on, let me see if I can go back up. Right. Okay, you've been feeling a little lonely, but you've been ill, so not seen many people, but getting back there. Okay, I mean the heartache card, if there's been any my brain's just done a brain thing. What's it called? The doodah, where you have cardiac. Yeah, if there's been any cardiac issues, heart issues, that could be why that Three of Swords has come up. If it is anything, what's going on in the chat? Right, okay, I understand now, mods. Not a breakup. Okay, you had a fallout with your mum, but it's sorted now. Okay, I hope it is sorted, because that thank you, Ed. In the middle of me, I don't even see Ed. You have to post it in the mod chat on WhatsApp, because I don't see it when I'm not on the screen. Ed's just gone. Lisa. You're not stubbing your mummies. I do think that there is absolutely. Oh, thank you, sweetheart. Spot on. Thank you. I do think that you do have to reach out. You do absolutely have to reach out and make sure that that stability is a good thing, because there's a confidence issue there. With that being reversed, there is an absolute confidence issue there, and it's almost like either you are going to need to prove to mum, or mum is going to need to prove to you that you can keep moving forward without those problems, if that makes sense. So yeah, right then, everybody, so we have oh, she's had heart tests. Right. Yeah, reach out. Make sure that whatever's happened, make peace and grow. Because it could be that she's scared. That could be why she's kicked out or kicking off. But yeah. Anywho, right, oh gosh, please wait until I'm posting a live, till I'm saying there's a round. I'm literally about to announce a round. Please wait, otherwise I'll just end it there with Crystal Rose. Look, like nobody is getting nobody's paying for these readings tonight, so you're all getting free readings, right? You're getting readings that are free. You're getting readings that are 28 years of experience and training. The least you can do is follow the bloody rules on the channel, which basically say don't keep posting in the live chat every 5 minutes or every 2 minutes, because you will just get banned and blocked. You've got to wait until I open a round. There's a banner across the bottom of the screen. A video is playing saying that a round is open. Then put your question in. Okay. So then what I would say is that is what I am going to do right now. I am opening a round officially. Here is the ticker tape. There we go. Look, a round is now open. So the round is open, and now you are able to go ahead and put your question in the live chat, starting with the word question. And that will then come through to me. Okay, that is what you need to do. No problem at all, Crystal Rose, my darling. I hope that you are well. I hope that it goes okay for you, and I hope your mum gets better soon with whatever test she's having. I hope everything goes okay for her as well, my darling. Best of luck to you. But yes, right. Holland says everyone's timed out now. If you want a question, go ahead and put your question in the live chat, starting with the word question, and I will grab one of them at random. If you've been timed out, then unfortunately that's what happens when you what is it they say? Fuck around and find out. Some of you did. Anyway, let's go. Okay, let's have a look in the chat then. Right, I've got thank you. Hang on, sorry, I'm on the wrong WhatsApp then. I was just looking at something else on WhatsApp, and I completely was on the wrong screen. So I've got two questions in, one from Ellis, one from Anubab 2. So then what we're going to do is I'm going to use one of my lovely coins. These are the Witch Casket talismans. Oh, Peacock Rainbow Flower Beauties here as well. Right, okay, I'll tell you what, last minute, there's one of three. So I'm going to go ahead and do, hang on, I'll tell you what, how can I make it completely fair? There you go. I've got that down there. Let me take that comment banner off. Where's the banner? There we go. Done that. So I'm going to go literally between these three, and I'm going in circles with the mouse. So I've got no idea where it's going to be at any one time. And we're going with this one. This one. Where am I? Oh, I'm not even on the screen. Right. Okay. This one. Oh, flipping heck. Right. Holland. Hang on. Here we go. Spinning. This. Please be a blooming question. Oh, what? Right. Last chance. This one. Is it a question? Ellis. Oh, blooming heck. That was hard work. Question. A general reading. Okay, Ellis, my darling. This will be the last reading tonight. And as obviously the universe is wanting me to say, you can join us on the next stream though, Sundays and Tuesdays at 7 p.m. UK time. Exactly. Come and see us on Tuesday evening or Sunday evening, 7 p.m. UK time. It's a helicopter. That's what I could hear. It wasn't something being blown over. It was a blooming helicopter. Interesting. I don't know whether the mic's picking it up, but that's very loud. Right. Anyway, Ellis, let's do your reading, my darling. Let's go to this. Click on this. Click on that. Change that. Click there. Do this. Do that. Press the button, even though nobody can hear the button. Tinkle the tinkles and stroke the dragon and blow air on the dragon because it's wispy. There we go. So no matter what happens, Wispy gets his energy, which is how he helps. So then Wispy, Ellis Dodd would like a general reading, please, Wispy. A general reading for Ellis. Oh, we've had a card flip. So we've got, you like your blooming clarifying cards at the moment, don't you? So Ellis, 5 of Cups coming up, romance, or that sort of vibe. Okay, so sort of romance, friendship, those sort of energies, that sort of emotional energy. The 5 is about turmoil There being things going on at the moment that are a little bit up and down. It's almost like this little paper boat that's been made is on some really choppy ocean at the moment, some really choppy seas, but you can see it's kind of like flooded the house. As I always say, anywhere you see water, it's emotions. We've got these two which are damaged, these two cups, completely damaged, broken, discarded. These two are perfectly good, perfectly fine, still holding water, and this one's just empty. Okay, so it's saying, although it looks like you've got more damage than you have good ones, 2 are damaged and written off, and 3 are still useful. It's just that one's been knocked upside down. Okay, so in terms of emotional stuff, whatever choices are going on, whatever hassles and problems you're having, it's like you will be okay. Okay, that you will be okay. Long term, things will be okay. Things will be great. You will be, there is more positive than negative in this situation, if that makes sense. So then let's, because the cards flipped, that's when we stop with the shuffling. Oh, okay. I was expecting it to cut there, and it's cut just below there. So, okay. The cards know more than me. Wispy knows all. So then let's have a look. We are going for, again, we'll go for the where you are, what you need to know, and what the opportunity is at the moment with the energies around you. Where you are, 3 of Pentacles. Okay, so this could be a work-related issue, it being pence, or this could be wanting to build something for the longer term, as in building either a career element or building a life element, because this could be about growth and growing something that is a long-term plan, if that makes sense. So this could be growing things like, I don't know, like building a family or building a house, building, you know, something for the community, building something that's going to stand a long period of time. So that's kind of where you are. So this could be wanting to improve your lot, maybe do some more study, maybe take on your own, I don't know, take on your own, start your own business, start your own project. It's something around that you're wanting, but it's not the starting of it, it's the building and the continuing of it, if that makes sense. So it's almost like whatever this project is has already been started, you're just wanting to kickstart it now, give it that growth, give it that move forward, that energy that it needs. In the what you need to know, we've got the 3 of Wands reversed. So 2 3s coming up. Wands is obviously the doodah, the confidence, and sorry, I just got completely distracted. Yes, we will, Holland. That's a good idea. So yes, 3 of Wands is about that same element of growing something forward, but growing your confidence and uplifting yourself and others, if that makes sense, because we've got the air balloons that's uplifting. However, it's also reversed, which is saying that this is going to be difficult. So whatever this is, I do think that you might not be able to uplift others around you right now. Does that make sense? It's like whatever this project is, it feels like you're wanting to engage that in a wider group of people, and right now it feels like that might not be the best time to bring other new people in on it, or to try and help them. At the moment it feels like you need to be doing this more. But let's have a look at what the opportunity card is. Oh, the 2 of Wands. Yes, so it is right. So this is talking about, like, instead of bringing in lots of people, maybe working in partnership here, because that is very much like this feels like it's going to be an issue. So this is saying, like, whatever these decisions are and whatever this emotional element is that you're going through with this, don't bring too many people on at the moment. Don't bring on everybody. Don't open it up to everybody. Don't allow your heart to overrule your head, if that makes sense, because we've got this heart card here. So don't allow your heart to overrule your head, because you will try and bring people up and try and uplift folk, when actually at the moment you need to be working with like a business partner, or working with some sort of connection, some sort of friend, some sort of person in your life that is able to help you, and that you're able to help them. Like, this is step 3. You need to work on step 1 and 2 first. Do you know what I mean? It's that sort of vibe that is coming up with it, Ellis. It doesn't feel like it's anything huge at the moment, because we're still dealing with the lower suit cards, if you like, the minors. But whatever this is, it does feel like it's got legs. It does feel like the cards are trying to say, look, it's early days, right? Don't try and run before you can walk. Try and get some advice. Try and get somebody that can shore you up and uplift you and help you, like, gain the knowledge or gain the confidence to do whatever it is that you need to do. But maybe don't try and do this step first. And if that is going to cause you a bit of turmoil, a bit of like, oh, but what if it means basically saying to somebody, look, unfortunately, this isn't the right time to take on more staff or to take on more stuff, right? Unfortunately, it's not the right time at the moment to take on more stuff. And but hopefully in the longer term, we'll be able to do that. That's what this is talking about with that 5. I've got no idea if this makes any sense at all, Ellis. I really don't, but it does feel like whatever this project is, it's got long-term legs. It's just you need to build it in the right way, because if you try and jump the process, it's not going to work. Do you know what I mean? If you try and, like, there's a reason when we're learning the alphabet, when we're learning to read, we learn our ABCs and we learn our shapes and our sounds. We don't just go into, here is some Shakespeare, let's start reading, Hamlet scene 2 line 5. You know what I mean? We don't start doing that yet. It comes after. And hopefully, Ellis, that makes sense. I hope it does. I've got no idea what any of that can mean, but I hope it makes sense to you, my darling, and thank you ever so much for your question. Right then, that is it tonight, everybody. We've gone 4 minutes over because it's me and I waffle on. But yeah, thanks ever so much, everybody. Hopefully by Sunday I will have some sort of sound card repair issue fixed or something, so my buttons will work again, because they were working and now they're not. But hopefully by Sunday that will all be resolved. I will be back Sunday evening at 7 p.m. UK time. Hopefully, if the fibro kind of gives me a little window this week, then I'll be able to do some recording, and I will be talking to the members on the members only page. I'll be sending a poll out or asking for some advice there of what cards you would like me to feature in the first lot of the first batch of filming, if that makes sense. But yes, thank you, everybody. Thank you for being part of the channel. And look, I know we got crotchety a little bit tonight because people were, not following the rules. But the reason we have the rules is so that it's fair to everybody, and so that the mods can do their role and to mod everything. No problem, Ellis. I hope that helps. But as Amy says, see you on Sunday. Patricia, thanks everyone for your company tonight. Join us again on the next live on Sunday. Crystal Rose, hope I feel better soon. It's just fibro. It just wipes me out. And as Ed says, awkward wave. Why do we always have awkward wave in the chat? It's because when we switch the YouTube off and we end the stream, there is a delay. So we carry on waving, and it's called the awkward wave, because you keep going, bye then, see you later. Awkward wave. But anyway, I don't need to worry about that because I've got this to leave you with. See you all very soon. And again, I'll be back Sunday evening, 7 p.m. UK time, or 6 p.m. for our lovely members at Beyond Authentic. buymeacoffee.com/Beyond Authentic. Take care, everyone, and I will speak to you very soon. Bye. See, like this, watch. Bye, everyone. I'll see you soon. Pressing it, awkward wave.